All right, we're live. Let's
Okay.
see if everything works technically.
Welcome everybody.
Yes, I think so. Let me check the sound. Yep,
All
all's
right.
working.
Yes. Nice.
Next to me, Jeffrey. You probably know him from some other live streams.
Yeah.
And you really wanted to join this deck test.
Yes. It's quite a drive for me, but I try to have a lot of fun when I'm here. So I think today it's going to be interesting again. 3 different decks,
Very different.
differently made.
Yep.
From different companies. So I'm
Different
very
architectures, different countries.
about the same price,
Yeah,
I think.
pretty much the same.
1,500 euros, something like that.
SMSL is a little bit more expensive, but the
Yes.
cheaper version was too cheap. And this one is 200, I
Yes.
think. Yeah, 200 more. But there is a D2R, I think.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that one was too cheap. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, but it's a 3-hour drive, I think, for you.
Yeah, it's almost 3 hours, but it's always worth it, so no problem.
Yeah.
It's good to be here.
Last live stream before the summer stop, because the weather here gets better and better, and a lot of people already have their holidays or next week, I think.
Yeah.
In the south of the Netherlands.
Okay.
So I thought we can squeeze out one more
All right.
before we stop and start again around September, I think, or October,
All right.
with the next one. But let's introduce our candidates.
Yes, so we have the Metrum Amethyst DAC-3.
Yep.
From Holland, we have the SMSL VMV D2 from China, and we have the NuPrime DAC-9X.
Yeah, and the Atoll DAC-200 was announced.
Yeah,
But
Unf-
DPD messed up
and it didn't get here on
and
time.
it didn't. No, we're gonna get it on Monday, but yeah,
That's too late.
That's too late. So I'm
It's not
sorry,
gonna work.
Atoll. But no Atoll DAC-200, unfortunately, because I would like to have 4 decks.
Yeah, it would have
Been nice,
been
but
nice.
3 is enough for a live stream. And now we have 4 tracks.
Yeah.
We're not gonna play all of them all the way through.
Yeah.
But
We have Blof.
yeah, Blauwe Ruis, Dutch track for imaging.
Yep. We have Mammal hands.
That's mostly for the harmonics, and I think a lot of our live stream viewers know that track by now.
Yeah, I think so.
We used it in our cable test, so I've heard it more than a couple of 100 times, I think.
We have Royksopp
Yeah, that's just purely for fun.
and Beth Gibbons with her new album.
Oh, I love it.
Beautiful album. Yeah. You had to get used to it.
Yeah, I don't know if it was you or Martijn that said played a couple of times because
Was me.
Yeah,
Don't give up.
I love
Give
that
it another
album.
shot. Yeah, it's a great album. It's a great album.
It's really beautiful.
Amazing singer. Yeah,
Yeah, I like Beth
Portishead,
Gibbons a lot.
of course.
And there is, for all of you, yeah, that's the camera. For all of you, there is a live recording from Beth Gibbons made by NPO. That's a Dutch broadcast
Company.
thingy, yeah, a company. And it's available on YouTube. I think if you Google NPO Beth Gibbons Artone, then you get the live recording in the Artone studio. It's absolutely mind-blowingly good.
Yeah,
It's beautiful. BBC has a very nice one as well.
she's just an amazing singer.
She can do it every time.
Yeah.
All
right.
Phil Ear loves the new Beth Gibbons as well. Yeah, we're gonna play Floating on a Moment.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's called. Yeah, Floating on a Moment. Not all the way through because they're pretty long tracks,
Okay.
and I think after a while you've had enough.
And we're gonna start with the SMSL
Yeah.
deck.
Yeah, SMSL. Well, it can do everything.
Yeah, it has a lot of inputs. USB, coaxial, optical, I2S, AES, EBU, and even Bluetooth. I think all 3 decks have a preamp as well.
Yeah, but
If
I'm
I'm
not
not mistaken?
sure if... No, the Amethyst only for the headphone output. That's a thing to keep in
Okay.
mind.
The other 2 have a preamp, I think.
I'm not sure if
Uh,
it's analog.
Yeah, it's analog.
Both?
The NuPrime is analog,
Okay, cool.
and I think the SMSL as well. But I have to.
That's a positive thing then, because
Yeah.
digital
I think
volume
so.
controls really suck.
Yeah.
And you can say as an engineer, yeah, but technically they're all fine. No, they're not.
There are some solutions which are okay.
Better than others. But if you
But,
go really low, then you have a problem. And that's why most DAC producers with volume control now implements a way of a hybrid or analog. But it's good to know that they're analog. That's a positive thing.
So the SMSL is based on an AKM
Yeah.
DAC chip, the AK4499.
Yeah.
Quite an illustrious DAC chip if you.
Oh man, I love it.
are
Yeah.
you into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not a lot of them going around because of the fire a few years ago.
Yeah, true.
You have XLR and RCA outputs.
Yep.
And the price is 1,699 euros.
True. And the thing is, I recently did a review on Bluetooth. The Advanced Advanced Paris Bluetooth receiver thingies.
Which were really nice.
They were nice, definitely. Yeah, they were better than I expected. And I had to get acquainted with Bluetooth technology again.
Yeah.
Because
And you were surprised how far it got.
it's so much better than a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yes, you can still hear it's Bluetooth, but it got a lot better. And mostly the new codecs are just so much better, more efficient, less artifacts.
It's not a punishment anymore to
No.
listen to.
And it's very convenient. I
Yeah.
mean, you just open your
YouTube
music
or
application
anything
and
else.
you
Yeah.
can play anything.
Yeah.
And the thing is with the SMSL, they practically can do everything, including Bluetooth, AAC, LDAC, that's the Sony codec, aptX and UAT. And all in high resolution, all in high bitrate. And no, it's not lossless, of course it isn't, but it's very, very good.
It's a nice plus to have on the DAC.
It's a nice addition.
Yeah.
And the NuPrime can do it as well, I think, because there's a USB expansion port, but we'll get to that later.
Okay.
Let me introduce shortly the system.
Yeah.
Because there is a choice I made, considering how we're going to do this test. We use the TAD Evolution 2 loudspeakers, of course, with the Vandenhull Nova loudspeaker cable. We use it in every review. We have the Passlabs X150.8 power amp, and now we do use the Passlabs preamp because we use the analog output of the DACs in line voltage to the Passlabs. So we're not going to connect it directly, otherwise we had to use the volume control, and the Amethyst doesn't have a volume control for the output, so that wouldn't make sense.
Just for the headphones? Okay.
Only for the headphones, yeah. But we use the MC3 Plus from Mooie to reclock everything, and we have the Mooie Ref 10 120 master clock. And I use the Mooie because then we get the cleanest SPDIF input we can create.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So
it's fair for all three.
It's
DACs.
fair for all of them, and I
You
just
get the
wanted to
best
know
out
the
of the
maximum quality we
Yeah.
can get out of these DACs.
All right.
So that's why. Yeah, that's about it. We use power conditioning from Isotech for the Passlabs power amp, and we use no power conditioning on the DACs because I don't know what people have at home. That's why we don't use any power conditioning at all. But I do have the Yeti reference for the Mooie MC3 Plus and the Ref 10 120.
All right.
That's it.
And the speakers are the
TAD Evolution 2s.
beautiful TADs.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, they are great. They are amazing.
Yeah. And now I was shocked. The last podcast I did with Ole from System Audio, he did some research into music, and the topic was 90s music. I was curious about what music was launched in the 90s. You're a 90s guy as well. We were born in the 80s, but at least I was born in the 80s. You were just before that, I think.
70s.
70s, yeah. But you really
Yeah,
experienced the 90s.
I went out in the 90s.
Yeah, me too. So, but he said the recording technology got so much better in the 90s that we now could create bass and record bass in a very clean and broad spectrum.
Yeah.
More than 60% of the musical energy is in the bass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was quite an eye-opener for me. That was nice to know. But a lot of loudspeakers from the 90s aren't capable of reproducing that.
No.
So that's something to keep in mind. Let's start with the first track, I think.
All right.
So if there are any questions regarding the reference system or the music choices we made or the DACs, just put them in the comments. I say we grab the first thingy, DAC, the SMSL. You can see it on screen now. I won't forget the Alpha Audio logo on the
but
DAC.
It's important. I understand why they mention it.
I get that as well, but Martijn and I were both
I know.
really
No
sharp
problem.
that day, so we
hope
just,
it helps.
We just forgot. That's the thing. I'll try to be sharper this live stream. And let's see. I'll put it on the multi screen. Which track do you want first, Jeff?
Maybe Beth Gibbons.
Beth Gibbons.
Yeah.
Good one. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Good start.
That's definitely a good start. I'm quite surprised by the quality, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's I know this track pretty well now, and I know it from the Sonnet Passitea, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and at home. I use the Adagio. on the ATCs, and
Similar.
funnily, yeah, it's quite similar in character.
Mhm.
Of course, it's both Metrum Acoustics or Sonnet. It's the
Yeah.
same guy that does the thing, but yeah, this is not bad at all.
It's a good start.
It's a good start. Yeah, absolutely. I will try to stop this one and get it back to 56, I think it was.
Okay.
There was one question regarding our choice for the Mutec and not using power conditioning, but we do use reclocking.
Mhm.
I have a very clear explanation for that. By reclocking with the Mutec, we get the cleanest SPDIF output possible. So the DAC can show its full potential.
Yeah.
And that's purely digital. It gets a really stable SPDIF input from the Mutec.
And that's what we always try to do. We try to get the maximum
Maximum out of the components. But power conditioning, and you know that just as I
It's
do,
very set dependent.
exactly, it's
Yeah.
really dependent on the product.
Yeah.
If I use the power conditioner on the SMSL,
Could be great.
yeah, but it could be horrible,
horrible as
on the Metrum
Yeah.
or on the NuPrime. It's really dependent on how the power supply is designed, and it's
Yeah.
just hit or miss with power
Sometimes the
conditioning.
designer even tells us not to use it.
Yeah, name.
Yeah.
It's really
instance.
tricky with
Yeah.
power conditioning. That's
So we didn't use it.
that's why.
The
Let me
DACs.
see, because Martijn explained it as well in the okay, because that's what you get when you buy them. Yeah, that's also a thing. You get standard cables, of course,
Sure.
but this was the reason why I did reclock, but didn't use a power conditioner. It's just really dependent on the product, and a clean SPDIF input is always good.
Yeah. And
That's-
it's for all the 3 decks. So.
Yeah.
Next track.
Okay. Yeah. Let me see. Blauwe Ruis?
Yes.
All right. Let's go. Oh, shoot. Mooie Dag. That's the wrong track. Sorry, guys. I just picked the wrong one. Remove. Yeah. I picked the wrong track. Mooie Dag. That's the one. Yeah. I always messed it up. I always pick the wrong track. I don't know why.
No problem.
The album is called.
Blauwreis.
Yes. Let's go back. Then I'll put it in the same order as well. And after that we'll pick Spiral Stairs. There we go.
De zon, het zand, de hitte en de rustige rivier. De stilte en de droogte. En de leegte van dit hier. De hemel en de aarde. De wijdheid van het land. En de wijsheid van één man. Dat is genoeg. Er is niets waar ik op wacht. Morgen blijft het nacht. Ik overdag mijn zorgen en de wereld. En alle keren dat ik wakker lag. Ik besloot, wat een mooie dag. Wat een mooie dag. De grond, het gras, de wegen naar de horizon die trilt. De tijd is hier de ruimte. De diepte hier is wild. De onzin en de noodzaak, ze naderen de grens. was mij genoeg. Er is niets waar ik op wacht. Morgen blijft het nacht. Ik overdag mijn zorgen en de wereld. En alle keren dat ik wakker lag, ik besloot, wat een mooie dag. Wat een mooie dag.
Yep. All right. Yeah,
Okay.
like I said, I'm not going to play all tracks all the way through. Imaging is good, but less 3D than I thought.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have the same experience, but it
Maybe
should be a
we're
bubble.
maybe we're spoiled.
Yeah, possibly. Possibly, but the mids are so nice.
I really like the voice. The mid range is really good.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah. It's quite clean.
Yeah, it sets the bar quite high,
Yeah.
this one.
A lot of detail. There's a
Yeah.
certain calmness that you wouldn't expect in this price range.
Very
So
good.
It's
Yeah,
impressive.
it's better than I expected, because the last SMSL DAC we had was in the streaming bridge test. We used the combo, the bridge and the DAC, because it was the same price as the Volumio, for example. And I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
It was harsh. This is not harsh.
This is not harsh.
Not at all.
There was a little sharpness in the first track, just a little bit.
Yeah, but it the
But
the
it's-
NuPrime and the SMSL were brand new when we got them, and I powered it on all the way for 4 days at least.
Yeah.
I don't think it's enough, to be honest.
Mhm.
So I think some sharpness will disappear within a week or so, just like with the NuPrime. So we have to keep that in mind.
Sure.
But these are getting rare, these SMSLs, because
Yeah.
the AKM chips,
Yeah.
they're gone.
But you can still get them. I saw the
Yeah, they're still available, but I'm wondering for how long.
after this test.
Buy them all. Wait for the affiliate links. Let's go to Mammal hands.
All right.
This is a tough one, as we know. For all the people that said our mics were still on, it's the microphone in front of us because it's omnidirectional. You can hear us talk a little bit. We try to be quiet, but they're so incredibly sensitive that everything we do, you will hear.
We switched over to the Sonnet.
Yeah, we switched back and forth in the end between the Sonnet and the SMSL, but the difference is
It's not huge.
It's really small.
It's
You
really
can hear
small.
it.
You can hear it, yeah, and it's hard for us to to get. We always hear the Sonnet in our minds. We were expecting some things from the Sonnet DACs.
Yeah, but
I'm not sure how to explain it, but
I think it's the
every time I hear another DAC,
yeah, there is some. You
have
hear the
to
filtering.
recalibrate my brain or something.
You just hear the filters, and I think we should
But
play
they-
the track again because Mammal Hands is very sensitive to that, and I'm gonna switch the filters.
With this track, we're gonna hear. the
Yeah,
difference.
you're gonna hear the difference because when I switched to the Sonnet and back to the SMSL, you could hear, especially in the hi-hats, they're just more fluid on the Sonnet, and I'm curious if it's the filtering or not.
We can try a different filter.
Yeah, we will. But the mid-range is
Yeah.
so good on this DAC. It's incredible. I'm gonna switch the filters. I'm gonna go put it on the mic here. Let me see. Yeah, you can see me a little bit. I'm just gonna sit here and switch the filters. Yeah, and I'm in shorts. I know.
We're both in shorts.
It's
summer.
It's summertime, people. So this is the sharp filter. I'm gonna go to the slow filter. Didn't like the sharp. It's the same. This is short sharp. The treble is different. Yes. This is short slow. Yeah. Nee, hè? Nah. The previous one was more energetic.
Let's use that one.
This is super slow. More bass. And now I'm gonna go to low dispersion. Ah, yeah. And sharp. Slow.
Slow.
The reverb is different. Oh wow. Huge difference. This shows slow sharp.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna go to low dispersion.
Okay.
Yeah? Definitely different.
Some more than others.
Yeah.
But with this track, you can hear it.
You can the tonal balance even shifts, I think.
Okay.
Wait for a written article. Pre-post playlist. Yeah, we'll post a playlist. Okay. Yeah.
Last track.
Last track. That's Royksopp. Royksopp.
Royksopp.
Every little thing. It's just a fun track. I like Royksopp for several reasons, but I just like the fun factor of this one, and it should be really, really tight.
Yeah.
Should be
Fast.
fast and tight.
So which filter? Low dispersion.
Yeah, I set it to low dispersion. It was on slow. I think it's phase linear in normal terms.
Mhm.
They call it differently. But I just decided by ear that it was the best balance.
Okay.
It's a very small difference with low dispersion. But yeah, you can set it to your own taste. I don't like sharp, short filters because you get this harshness in it, and you could hear it with Mammal hands as well. The treble gets accentuated then.
The first filter was fine. The first one we used was with the 3 tracks was
Yeah, that's slow, smooth or something.
yeah.
I don't know. It's not the last one, but the one before that. Yeah, let's go. Hello. Okay. Rune quit. Stupid. Okay, it really stopped working. Wow. Why? Never run an update before your live stream.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I can't cut it off less brutal. It's just the way it is.
No problem.
But a cool track, and it.
The first filter was.
I hated it in this
yeah.
track. It's way too dry, and this is super slow. Immediately was like loose and open and more 3D.
Yeah, and tighter.
And tighter,
in
yes.
the bass.
Yeah, better in the bass.
There was enough energy now.
Yeah, funny. So it was the filter it was on. I used super slow in the other 3 tracks as well.
Yeah.
So the ear is the best measuring tool in this
Let's
case.
keep that filter.
I recommend super slow. It's not slow in pacing, by the way. It's just the way it filters, of course. Which one is next?
I don't know.
Metrum?
Yeah, something different.
Very different. Yeah.
Okay, so the next DAC is the Metrum Acoustics Amethyst DAC-3. DAC-3 is because of the new DAC chips. It's 14.99 euros. It's a non-oversampling DAC, so it's different from the other DACs who use DAC chips. And the chips that are in the Amethysts have evolved from DAC1 to DAC3.
Yep.
The connections are 2 times coaxial, 1 time optical, USB and I2S.
Yeah, but you can choose between
choose.
those two.
Yeah.
And this is USB.
Can't have both.
No, but you can in the Sonnet. There it implemented both because of a different board design. But the thing with NOS is it's non-oversampling, and this one doesn't have a filter as well.
Yeah.
And Metrum designs its own chips. It's a R2R principle.
Ladder DACs.
Ladder DACs, but they're thermically stabilized. And that's a huge difference with some other companies that just have these PCBs with all these resistors on the board, but they're not thermically stabilized. And I've seen it with clocks and ladder DACs as well. If you blow on them during a measurement, it goes all over the place.
Oh, okay.
So temperature control is really, really, really important with ladder DACs and digital equipment in general, by the way. It's that's why I think all these high-end companies have these boxes built around stuff like clocks and DAC chips and to keep it thermically stable.
Yeah.
And Metrum does that. That's why all these chips are in resin and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
$14.99. I think the price premium compared to the DAC-2 is
Justified?
not sure, not yet. I think the DAC-3 chips are expensive.
Yeah.
Um,
The DAC-2 are already very good.
They're very good. I still use them at home. Yes, the DAC-3s are better. I've heard the difference between the DAC-2 and DAC-3 with the previous Pavan DAC. And DAC-3 is better, but it's really expensive to upgrade to DAC-3. So it's up to you if you think it's worth it.
Okay.
If you have money enough and you can
do the
justify it,
upgrade.
and yeah, it's better. That's it. I'm really curious. So we first have to calibrate it a little bit because I don't know what the output difference is in voltage. I should have kept my multimeter. I think it's better than this tool, but it's good enough. So close your ears. I'll just mute the mic for a second. Okay, that was it. Floating on a moment.
Yes.
Met
Right. I'm gonna go back to the SMSL
Okay.
for a second because I think it's higher, but it shouldn't be
Louder?
a huge difference. But I don't want to mess this up because I think the difference is huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really big. A little bit too big, I think. Coax. But this is the tricky part because the output the different producers have different outputs and they specify it even differently. So some say voltage peak to peak, some say voltage RMS. It's a mess. They should standardize this. Let's go. 1 second for a kilo. Okay, same volume.
With my restless curiosity beyond life before me, a passenger on no ordinary journey. It's one of a kind, won't get left behind. I'm floating on a moment, don't know how long.
Ja, is mooi.
No one
Maar is minder
knows,
hard.
no one can stay. I'll go into nowhere. I'll go and make no mistake.
It's what I thought.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What do you hear, Jeff?
It's a little bit more relaxed with the Metrum.
Yeah.
A little bit more natural. It's not about the detail,
No.
even though you hear everything. And I think with this kind of music, the Metrum is a great DAC.
Yeah, it's better than I expected, to be honest.
And you said it felt a little richer.
On the Metrum, yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little
Little-
warmer.
Definitely warmer.
Mm-hmm.
It
So
is
that's
warmer.
a choice.
It is warmer. I think it has to do with the harmonics.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how it does with the other tracks.
Yeah.
But I think the mid-range is a little bit more forward, so you get the
Yeah,
illusion of...
I had that as well.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get the illusion of more depth in the stereo image, but I'm not sure if that's the case.
I'm not sure.
That's
either.
it's a hard one. But the SMSL, I think, is more precise. It's more
Mhm.
detail-rich.
Yeah.
Maybe cleaner mids. I think the Metrum has a little bit more color.
Yeah. But the
Um,
forward part is very.
Yeah, striking, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, the vocals were like junk.
That was a bit too much for me.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next track. Mooie Dag.
De zon, het zand
no-brainer.
En de leegte van dit hier.
Ja.
De hemel en de aarde. De wijdheid van het land. En de wijsheid van één man. Dat is genoeg.
Sorry!
De zon, het zand, de hitte en de rustige rivier. De stilte en de droogte. En de leegte van dit hier. De hemel en de aarde. De wijdheid van het land. En de wijsheid van één man. Dat is genoeg.
Ja.
Er is niets waar ik op wacht. Morgen blijft het nacht. Ik overdag mijn zorgen aan de wereld. En alle keren dat ik wakker lag, ik besloot. Wat een mooie dag. Wat een mooie dag. De grond, het gras, de wegen naar de horizon die trilt.
Godzijdank, wat zijn dat twee chips goed in.
De tijd is hier de ruimte. De diepte hier is wild. De onzin en de noodzaak, ze naderen de grens. De liefde van één mens was mij genoeg.
Yeah.
Really nice on this track. Yeah.
Wow. It did really, really well in this track.
Mhm.
I think the added warmth, it is coloration.
It is a sort of.
Definitely. But it's really
It's
nice.
richer, it's smoother,
Yeah.
more fluent.
Imaging is better.
But the SMSL is cleaner, more precise.
Yeah.
It's choices.
The
With this track, I prefer
the mid-range of the SMSL is
Yeah.
definitely more clean. But as a total package, I
Yeah.
prefer this.
definitely on this track.
Yeah, on this track, yes. I think, like I said, we got it brand new, so it could increase in
Mhm.
smoothness and in imaging over time. That's the difficult part here.
But it will never sound like the Metrum.
No,
It will always be different.
It will always be different, and it will always be cleaner. And the Metrum,
Mhm.
we had the chips new as well, so they could increase
Mhm.
all. They're all new. That's the we did what we could, but
Mhm.
it is what it is. But in character, it will not be the same.
It will never
Never.
be the same.
No. Let's see in the comments. Yeah, they hear what we hear. About all the other DACs, we asked for a lot of DACs.
Mhm.
They're not all available. We don't have relationships with all the manufacturers or the importers or distributors or anything like that. We did what we could, and we asked all the DACs we know in the €1,500 range. So they're always stuff. Let me make one thing really clear. There's always more that we don't test than what we do test. Because people always say, yeah, you could test this or this or this or this. Even with the 64 cables we tested,
There's always.
there's always stuff we didn't do. And there's always more stuff that we don't test than what
Then
we do
can
test.
Yeah.
That's the reality. There is so much stuff out there,
Too much.
way too much. And we try to select the gear that we think is interesting for you.
And different.
And it has to do with availability. It has to do with features that we
Mhm.
think is
Yeah.
interesting.
Sound characters.
Experiences we already had with the brand.
Yeah.
That we think is interesting for you. But don't be disappointed if we tested gear that you would like to have us tested. That's
can
the
always-
reality.
You can always make suggestions.
You
of
can
course.
always suggest or come work for us.
Mhm.
Then you go test in the UK or in Brazil or in North America. But that's just a reality. Next track. Spiral Stairs. Wow, dat is anders. Wow, that's different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked it again.
Oh,
With the
yeah.
Metrum.
We were discussing a little bit. Oh, that's the wrong one. This is the one. We were discussing a bit. This is why I love NuPrime DACs, and that's purely taste.
Mm-hmm.
Because AKM makes wonderful chips. Sabra makes wonderful chips if you implement them well. Burr Brown has some beautiful chips, but with NOS, the fluidity and the speed and the transients are just so good. And that's something you...
And surprisingly, there was more kick.
There's more kick in the bass. Yeah.
Which was very surprising.
Yeah, the that's it was really different. And Martijn is still watching. I think he's on a holiday, but he's still watching. And he said the same. Transients. That's exactly what I heard. Like in the hi-hats and
Nothing stands out.
the bass clarinet. It's I'm not sure if it's more natural. I think it's still warmish. It has a warmish.
smoother still?
sound. Yeah, it's
Right.
smoother. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Crazy difference. Every little thing. This is supposed to be much more tight and better timed than the AKM, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my prediction, but I could be really wrong. Let's try. This is exactly what I need.
Been alone here forever,
Kick. Aanzet. Hoort hem nu.
waiting in the dark. If you only knew me better, opened up your heart. Every little thing I say, every little thing I do, you should really know by now, baby. Every little thing I say, every little thing I do, you should really know by now. It's for you. I've been waiting here forever for you to come inside. Even though I never told you, God knows how I tried. Every little thing I say, every little thing I do, you should really know by now, baby. Every little thing I say, every little thing I do, you should really know by now. It's for you.
I'm gonna cut it off here.
There
Did-
was a really nice balance here.
This track is remarkably hard, and I haven't noticed that until now. For me, it's just a fun track, but you run with high quality gear. Martijn, I do, Jung does. And with high quality gear, it's reproduced as it should, but it's a hard track. It's really busy. It's really broad spectrum. The bass kick needs to be very tight. And this DAC-3 chip does a lot more in this Amethyst than in the Pavan.
The difference is more noticeable.
Very much more noticeable.
Yeah.
And with the DAC-2, it's a good DAC. It's a good chip. But with the DAC-3, it's amazing. I really like it. And we could really hear the start of the bass kick now.
Yeah.
It got texture.
Yeah.
Texture. Much better than the AKM.
and I started to sing.
Yeah.
So you're really
Me too.
into the music.
I was like, oh, that's
Yeah,
fun. That's
okay.
nice. Oh, okay, let's go. We switched to the Pasitea for a brief moment, and yeah, it's still a little bit better.
It's better.
Yeah, it's better, but it should be better.
Yeah,
It's 4 times the
hopefully.
price. But it's not huge.
But it's just because we can compare. If you can't compare,
You will not notice it.
will not.
No, it's really good. Yeah, so SMSL, really, really good mid-range.
Mhm.
I think it will be better if you just kept on playing music for a week.
Mhm. More precise.
Definitely more precise.
Mid-range, just a little cleaner,
Yeah, it's less colored.
which is
Yeah. Yeah, the SMSL is less colored, but there is something in the timing and something in the imaging that the Amethyst just does better. But that's really because it's a NOS DAC.
Mhm.
I like NOS DACs because of the purity, but there are also downsides on
Mhm.
NOS DACs, and you shouldn't forget that there's no filter, so there could be more harshness. It's very, very sensitive to jitter.
Mhm. Everything has to be
Yeah, your whole chain has to be very
has
clean.
to be very.
Yeah,
Or you.
yeah. There's no jitter correction or anything in these decks at least. I don't know how it is with Denafrips. I thought Denafrips was jitter sensitive as well,
Mhm.
and with the SMSL and the NuPrime, it's less so because they have these input receivers for SPDIF. They reclock it or they fix the jitter
Yeah.
in the chip or anything, and NOS doesn't do that. So you really have to be careful with that. That's why I think the Mutec does so much in this system.
Yeah.
Let's go to the NuPrime. Yeah. What can you tell about NuPrime, Jeff?
So the NuPrime uses a Saber DAC chip 2. It's a dual mono DAC.
Yeah.
They use the 9028 Q2M DAC chip. It has a remote just like the SMSL has. It has a preamp as well. It has a lot of inputs, and it has I2S 2 times coaxial, optical, USB, and an analog input.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. I like
Which
that.
you don't see much on DACs.
Yeah, I like
days.
that. Analog in. It's a cool feature.
It's 14.25 euros,
Yeah, cheapest.
and yeah, very interesting to hear.
It
Yeah,
has
well
a maximum resolution of 32 bits, 384 kilohertz, and it can do DSD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Cyber chips are interesting because it runs in dual mono, like you said.
Yeah,
But I think the Q2M chips are actually built for mobile use.
mm-hmm.
And Moon used the previous version, the 9018,
Yeah,
in stereo mode, and I liked it. They're cool chips. There are certain advantages for using a mobile chip because it uses less energy, gets less hot, less noise, stuff like that. So I'm really curious about how they did this.
it's they use this chip a lot.
Yeah.
in the-
Yeah, I noticed it as well. A lot of producers use the Q2M versions. It's all about implementation anyway, so let me see if there's something in the comments, or Martijn is helping out, I see. Thanks, Martijn. Yeah, let's pick the first track. First I have to calibrate it. I'm gonna switch off the mics and check out the Jeffrey disappeared. There's a really loud output on this one. it's striking. So I'm gonna wait until he's back. Yeah, Volumio used the QTM as well. True. So something about NuPrime. We tested some NuPrime gear in the past, also with the streaming bridge test, I think it was, and we used the entry-level DAC with the streaming bridge from NuPrime, and we had the SMSL streaming bridge and DAC as well. And yeah, I liked it. Also with the CD player test, by the way, and it was pretty good. They make some very nice gear. What I especially like on the NuPrime gear is their amplifiers. Their Class D amplifiers are really, really good. And they're very musical, they're very well built. This deck as well, it's very well built. It's very sturdy, it's heavy. Have you ever heard a Class D amp from NuPrime?
I think I tested one
I think so as
a
well.
while back.
Yeah, a while back, but I like them. Their Class D amps are very good.
Yeah, and they're still changing the way they make them. They have MOSFETs, they have CAN-FETs,
They
all
have their
kind
own
of-
power supplies,
Yeah,
shizzle.
They put a lot of stuff in their.
They're pretty specialized in Class D.
Yeah.
I like that. Yep, let's go. Floating on the moment.
On the path with my restless curiosity beyond life before me, a passenger on no ordinary journey. It's one of a kind, won't get left behind. I'm floating on a moment, don't know how long. No one knows, no one can stay. All going to nowhere. All going, make no without control, I'm heading toward a boundary that divides us, reminds us. Traveling on a voyage where the living may have never been, have never seen. I'm floating on a moment, don't know how long. No one knows, no one can stay. All going to nowhere. All going, making no mistake.
Yeah,
Super detailed.
super uber detailed. God,
But I liked it.
it's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On this system, it's really impressive.
It's not sharp.
It's not harsh. It's
Nope.
not sharp.
Really, really, really detailed, and extreme separation.
Yeah. It's scary.
Yeah, yeah. It is like it has to be your thing, though.
Yeah.
It's completely different from the
Oh,
Metrum.
Previous one. Yeah.
Yeah, it couldn't be
Wow.
bigger. The difference.
Alright.
Metrum is really focused on flow and smoothness
Yeah.
and warmth, and the SMSL is really focused on a very clean mid-range. And this is like, oh, this is in the track. Here you go.
Yeah. Studio.
Wow, yeah,
Kind
studio kind
DAC.
of DAC. Yeah. I think so. You could use
You
this.
could
in
use
the
this
studio.
one. Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Ricardo says, "Hi guys, looking to buy a decent DAC. What would you recommend?" Wow, that's a pretty generic question.
All 3 decks are.
Well, they're all good.
They're all good.
Yeah. Ricardo, it depends on your budget, your taste, your system,
Your
your
speakers.
acoustics, your speakers.
Yeah. I think
So
you have to match it with the speakers.
it's kind of asking, I'm looking for a good car. What car would you buy? Well, what's your budget? And how are you going to
We will
use
help
it?
him later.
We'll help him later. Yeah. Next track, or just put it in the comments and
Yeah, next
give
track.
us some details. Blof.
Yeah.
De zon, het zand, de hitte en de rustige rivier. De stilte en de droogte. En de leegte van dit hier. De hemel en de aarde. De wijdheid van het land. En de wijsheid van een man. Dat is genoeg. Er is niets waar ik op wacht. Morgen blijft het nacht. Ik overdag mijn zorgen en de wereld. En alle keren dat ik wakker lag. Ik besloot, wat een mooie dag. Wat een mooie dag. De grond, het gras, de wegen naar de horizon die trilt. De tijd is hier de ruimte. De diepte hier is wild. De onzin en de noodzaak. Ze naderen de grens. De liefde van één mens was mij genoeg. Er is niets waar ik op wacht. Morgen blijft het nacht. Ik overdag mijn zorgen en de wereld. En alle keren dat ik wakker lag. Ik besloot, wat een mooie dag. Wat een mooie dag.
All right. I think, wow, this was the best for
Yeah.
this track.
For this track.
Yeah.
And the bass.
Really good. Wow.
Oh. So much happening in the bass. on that
The
track.
detail in the bass is crazy on this deck. Very
And
balanced.
very 3D, like you said.
Yeah, it was
Very-
all around. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. Didn't expect this.
Yeah. Really good on this track.
I know they make good stuff, but this is really good, actually. Very nice implementation of the Sabre deck. It's not harsh at all.
Nope.
Absolutely not. So see people, there can be saber DACs that are not bright
But
and harsh.
and the last few years, the harshness has disappeared in a lot of saber DACs, I feel.
Yeah, they finally know how to implement it.
I tested one a long time ago from BMC Audio.
Yeah.
And they used to say, and that one wasn't harsh as well. It was an amazing DAC.
Oh yeah, BMC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But to have this in this price range, that's
it's
pretty
impressive.
amazing.
Yeah, it's impressive. And they have an
Jeez.
analog input as well. I'm not sure how good it is, the volume control, but
And a preamp, maybe that's
if it's
something to.
if it's a decent preamp, this is a bargain.
All right.
It's really good. Mammal hands, the torture track, I think.
Martijn?
There you go, Martijn. Wow.
Well, it sure passed the test.
Oh yeah. No problem. This is the first DAC actually that is rhythmically super tight without losing the fluidity.
And I wanted to turn up the volume.
Yeah,
That's
me
the
too.
first.
That the intention of
wanted
that
to- the
piano
intent
note,
to-
ding,
Yeah, you want more.
ding, ding. It was so spot on in timing, and maybe that's the calmness that it will create. That you want to turn up the volume.
Yeah.
There is no stress feel
No.
at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's so well controlled.
And the balance, like you
Yeah.
said.
The balance is absolutely spot on. I can imagine that people say it's analytical because it's very detailed and that they prefer the Metrum, for example.
I think if you have a balanced system, it's okay. But if
Yeah.
something is not right,
Then you're
you're in
in
trouble.
trouble.
You're really in trouble.
You're in trouble, yeah.
Maybe even a bad cable, and it's all
Could be.
could be all over.
Yeah. It will turn into brightness very quickly if your system is not balanced. That's the
So
downside.
that's the downside.
The Metrum
have to
is more
implement-
sweet,
Yeah, the Metrum will work
Smooth
well
it
in,
out.
in more systems.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay.
Well, every little thing. Royksopp.
Been alone here forever, waiting in the dark. If you only knew me better, opened up your heart. Every little thing I say, every little thing I do, you should really know by now, baby. Every little thing I say, every little thing I do, you should really know by now. It's for you. I've been waiting here forever for you to come inside. Even though I never told you, God knows how I tried. Every little thing I say, every little thing I do, you should really know by now, baby. Every little thing I say, every little thing I do, you should really know by now. It's for you.
Ja, het lachen dit. I love this track.
Yeah.
But what the beep? It shows the background vocals
Yeah.
in this track. That's amazing. It's crazy. 1,400 euros. That's nuts. Shouldn't be able to do that.
Well, it just did.
It did. Yeah, it has to be your thing, but I'm
It's-
really impressed.
It's more analytical, but it's not sterile.
It's not sterile
it's
at
not-
all.
No.
And it's definitely more detailed than the Metrum.
Yeah.
The Metrum is really good. It's smooth. It's
Mhm.
I love it. It's really my sound. But this is technically definitely superior.
And still, it's an all-round DAC. It's not too
Yeah.
much of everything.
no, it's not.
It's not bright.
I, yeah, it's a bargain.
Nice.
I have to test the analog output and the volume control.
I would like to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would like to
this track and then analog into the
investigate
pass.
this DAC further. Maybe not today, but it's great.
Let's just swap it.
Okay.
Why not? let's just do it. Let's see how good the analog output really
Be
is.
careful with the pass.
I have to be careful, yeah. Oh, that's cool. It's a switch that you can set it to fixed or variable.
So easy.
I love it. Oh, and then it switches to 30. That's good job, NuPrime. So it's safe to switch. Output, yeah. Output. Okay, let's be honest. The cable now is 6 times the price of the DAC.
Okay.
That's the cable.
So it won't be the cable's
It
fault.
won't be the cable that's messing up. Let me calibrate it. I'm gonna switch off the mic. It's really annoying, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, 30 is spot on in this case, so that's good. Let's see how good the analog output is.
Okay.
Previously we went fixed out to the Pulse Labs XP12 and then into the power amp, and now we're gonna go straight to the power amp. Oeh, wauw.
Been alone here forever, waiting in the dark. If you only knew me better, open up your heart. Every little thing I say, every little thing I do, you should really know by now, baby. Every little thing I say, every little thing I do, you should really know by now. It's for you.
This is quite crazy.
Yeah. It's a nice solution.
It's a very nice solution. Is it as good as the XP12? No. Is it good enough? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little bit different
It's less focused, I think.
in the bass.
Yeah, and it has less kick.
Less kick. Yeah.
Yeah, but damn, it's
still very good. And we're spoiled.
we're spoiled. But suppose
If you, yeah.
you have 1,400 euros to invest in a DAC, and you have an integrated amp.
Mm-hmm.
You could run it fixed out. You could sell your integrated amp because it has an analog input.
Mm-hmm.
You could buy a power amp. It's definitely a step up
Mm-hmm.
if you just use this as a preamp. And if you have the budget for a decent preamp or a better preamp than this one, and you have to invest a lot
To better it.
to better it. Yeah,
Yeah.
then you just click it to fixed. You add your power amp and you're off. I mean, wow, that's a good solution. I like
You
it.
see that more and more, that those DACs with those volume controls are getting pretty good. Just connect it to a nice power amp.
It's getting better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shall we, as a reference, play this track on the Pasitea
Oh yeah.
and then round it off?
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see what a. It doesn't like static at all. Let's see.
Neither do you.
No. I hate it, but it's. I think we have to turn it to minus 35 or something. Let's see what an extra investment will do realistically. I mean, this is $6,000, something like that. That was $1,400.
So this is straight to the power amp as well?
No preamp in
With the
between.
Sonnet Pasitea.
Yes.
Been alone here forever, waiting in the dark. If you only knew me better, opened up your heart. Every little thing I do, you should really know by now, baby. Every little thing I say, every little thing I do, you should really know by now. It's for you. I've been waiting here forever for you to.
It's really hard to switch off now.
Mhm.
Okay, it's a difference.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Okay.
It's smoother, it's sweeter, it's more detailed but less analytical. That's what you get when you invest 4.5 times the money. 4.5 times the price of that NuPrime. I think the NuPrime is a bargain.
Yeah.
It's crazy good for the money. But yeah, if you invest more, you get more. That's just how it is. And I think up to $10,000, the Pasitea is still very capable. So it's not. It's a reference because we really are impressed by it. You use the Morpheus. I think the difference between the two is very small. This is just a tiny bit better for $2,000.
Yeah,
more.
we both don't want to change it in the near future.
I never ever have the feeling, oh, I need a
Yeah,
new deck.
No, that's
Never.
not.
With the
something
Grimm
that-
MU2, that's the first one I thought,
Yeah.
holy moly, that one is good. But it's $18,000.
That's next level.
That's next level, yeah. That's the first
it
deck
should-
I heard, I thought, shit, I want this. But up to now, no.
No.
Even up-
This is pretty
it's pretty capable and very, very good. But yeah, if
nice
if,
to use as well.
yeah, I love
It's
it.
great to
But yeah, stylish, it's not that great. It's not a nice deck to look at.
yeah, but I have everything in the same
Yeah, you have.
form factor.
Yeah, you have the monos.
I have the monos. I have the streamer as well,
I'm
and
very
it looks
jealous.
pretty clean and tight.
You have a full Sonnet system.
I do,
Yeah,
and you have the
I
extra
realize that now.
you have the extra synergy between those,
It works, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
which gives it another.
I'm
level.
jealous, man. Those monos are really good.
Yeah, I really love them.
They're very close to the past labs.
I really like them.
Yeah.
Something about the bass and the reverb in the bass.
It's the same signature.
But you
Have you
don't,
noticed that?
Yeah, well, it's a different system, of course, but
Yeah, but the smoothness.
Yeah,
I heard
the-
them A/B, and they're very, very much the same as
yeah,
the past
but you
labs.
you needed more power.
I need more power.
with
That's it.
everything you test.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But
I
let's
don't
get
need
back
that
to the
much
DACs.
power.
We're diverging.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up because I'm gonna switch to this one. Yeah.
So,
Which one would you take home?
well, of course, as I said, my brain is focused on the NOS sound.
Yeah.
It's used to the NOS sound.
Yeah.
And the Metrum comes really close to the Morphos.
Yeah.
But I was quite impressed with the NuPrime,
Yes.
and we have to keep reminding everyone that you have to implement it in a balanced setup to get everything right, so that it doesn't get too much of a good thing.
True.
It's very detailed,
True.
but it's not bright. And a few years ago, those DACs would have been all over the place, too bright, too
Yeah.
harsh, too edgy, and that's not the case anymore. For 50
No, they came a long way.
Get some really nice products.
I agree. They came a long way in terms of refinement.
Yeah,
It's so much more refined now.
and there's a certain calmness as
Mhm.
well, even with the SMSL.
Mhm.
There wasn't too much in your face.
No.
So yeah, very
I wish we could merge all three into one.
maybe.
I would
And
like
then
the
you have to
mid-range
go
from the SMSL.
We'll go to the next level.
Then you have to go to the Sonnet.
Yeah.
I wish I had the
But-
mid-range from the SMSL because it's lovely. It's
Yeah.
the best mid-range I've heard in this test.
Yeah.
I wish I had the smoothness and the impulse
Mhm.
behavior of the Amethyst because the timing and the transients
Mhm.
are so good in that NOS deck, and I wish I had the all-roundness and the,
new
tonal
Prime
balance
had
of the NuPrime, because the tonal balance of the NuPrime is just the best of all three.
the NuPrime is really surprised us.
It's an all-rounder. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. And the analog volume control is actually really good.
Yeah.
So
It doesn't mess things up.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Of course, the pulse lapse is better, but it should be. I could hear a little bit of compression. You know, the headroom
But
was
it's a
less.
bit smaller.
But yeah, come on, it's 1,400 euros.
You can
The
make a
preamp
really
is
nice-
already 7 grand, so
Sure. Yeah.
it's all within the price range. It's really, really, really good. That's. But if I had to pick one
Today,
today, I would pick the NuPrime.
well, me as well.
Wow, I didn't
Yeah.
expect that.
Yeah.
It's just more all round.
Yeah.
And it's the SMSL does a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The Amethyst is really good in one thing, but
Well, a couple of things, but
no, but
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have a volume control.
oh yeah,
Only for the headphones.
the headphones.
For
yeah.
example, the
Mhm.
DAC-3 chip is a huge difference compared to DAC-2 in this deck. I didn't expect that, but it's just not versatile enough anymore. They really have to look at the competition.
Mhm.
Music-wise, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's still really good.
It's completely up to date thanks to the DAC-3. They did
And
a great
For
job.
a lot of people, that will be enough. They will.
If you're a
want-
head-fi user, yes,
yeah, and they want the sound, the NOS sound.
then
you
it's a
have to
great
go
deck.
for it.
Yeah, then it's the only option because it does that
But I
very
think a
well.
lot of people will like the NuPrime as well,
I think so.
with a lot of
And
music.
With the SMSL, I just missed something. The
Yeah.
mid-range is incredible, but
Maybe.
I think, and I had that, I was talking about that in the podcast with Ole from System Audio as well. You can look it back if you like to hear something about 90s music. No, it's in the next episode about live music versus hi-fi.
Mhm.
And we were discussing the live experience, and you can't get that in your living room. It's just a fact. It's impossible. But what I said is, I think I can hear if a hi-fi producer loves music or not.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can hear that in the products he creates. And I know that Case really loves music.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's even a musician. And I think you can hear that with System Audio and with TAD. I talked to a couple of guys and they're all into music.
Yeah.
And Nelson Paws as well.
With Totem, it's the same. The guy.
Totem,
also-
definitely. Yeah. And I think you can hear that. And with SMSL,
Very neat.
I'm not sure. They're technically very good.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear that. It's all correct. And
Yeah.
it's all bit perfect and whatever. And it's low noise floor and all
Mhm.
stuff like that. But there is something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Something.
I get what you're trying to say.
There's something. I'm not sure. So, on that bombshell, like Top Gear always used to say.
Yeah. Thank you for
uh,
watching.
I think this is the end.
For now.
For now, of course. No, we're gonna enjoy our summer holidays. I hope you're gonna enjoy your summer holidays. And we'll be back, I think, either September or October.
Yeah.
It depends on
Okay.
the work pressure and stuff like that. So, see you after the summer. Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.